It was just having like a lazy morning at her house.
Mm-hmm.
Smoked a little weed. Went downstairs.
You smoked in the house?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Michael.
I know.
You're a bad boy.
I'm a bad boy. Welcome back to Secondhand Therapy. We want to remind you that we are not therapists. We're not licensed professionals. This is not a substitute for real advice from somebody who knows what the fuck they're talking about. We're just two guys going through it.
Just a couple of cutie pies.
Just a couple cutie pies.
Just a couple slices of cutie pie.
Since you're here on YouTube, make sure you go ahead and give us a little like. Maybe subscribe to the channel. Help us out a little bit. Share it with a friend.
Share. Comment. Tell us how dumb we are. Tell us how you relate. It all helps an algorithm, I think. I don't know. I'm pretty dumb.
I don't know either.
Do it. Do it.
Welcome to the show, and if you're new here, you're going to hear some ads, but I got good news for you. You can avoid those by checking us out on Patreon. Mm-hmm. We appreciate you so much. Mm-hmm. Enjoy the show.
Mm-hmm. Hello, my little bear cubs, and welcome back.
Secondhand Therapy.
He's getting one more week.
Oh, no. It can't be getting worse.
He's getting one more week. I think he extended.
See, I thought that this last session would be like the pivot.
Define pivot.
It would either make it or break it. And maybe it is. Maybe you are giving him one more week because there was like a pivot moment where you're like, all right, I'll give it another week here.
Not a pivot moment.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what happened.
Can't wait.
It was a lot of the same. Of like I sit across from him, I get the feeling he's intimidated or uncomfortable or something. But yeah, it's a lot of like I talk and it's like he doesn't know what to say.
Yeah.
But this week, I just kept on yapping.
Good for you.
And I just came out of it because I was just bitching about my girl. And that just somehow got into like my relationship with my mom, my relationship with my dad. And so I left and I was like, maybe I just need someone to sit there and shut the fuck up and I'll just yap and I'll get to something and we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it one more week.
Okay.
And see if my uncontrollable yapping is productive. Yeah.
He didn't have any feedback or anything? He just sat there.
He kind of pissed me off, to be honest with you.
Okay.
He kept offering solutions.
If I know one thing about you, you hate solutions.
I'm sitting there bitching about my girl, and he's like, well, have you ever thought about doing this? Hey. Uh-huh. Hey. Your job is to tell me why that's not my first reaction. Is to not just do the healthy communicative thing.
Yeah.
You asshole.
Do you think he might be a little intimidated because the first time you met him, you were like, you know who the fuck I am?
I didn't say you know who the fuck I am. I said, do you know who I am?
Okay.
I did make a mistake, and this week I went in wearing a Secondhand Therapy shirt. And he looked at you and went, Secondhand Therapy? He's like, that's cool. And I was like, yeah, that's the name of the podcast. And he went, oh. He's like, I got to be honest with you. He's like, I've been really wanting to look it up. He's like, I just wanted to know what it was called. And I was like, well, now you know. He goes, it makes me more curious. And I was like, yeah. So it's called Secondhand Therapy. I was like, it's a good name, right? He's like, it's a great name. I go, don't listen to it. He said, I'm not gonna. He's like, but I did get curious.
Yeah.
So if I fire him, he's for sure gonna listen to it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Dominic, if you're hearing this, I'm sorry it didn't work out. Yeah, so I'm in there bitching about my girl, right?
Yeah.
She's been having some stuff going on professionally, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And it's taken a big toll on her. she also didn't find out this was happening because she went. She was back in California seeing her family. She goes back and forth a lot. And there was a letter at her mom's house. She opened it up. She found out there's this whole thing going on. And called me up, a little bit panicked.
Yeah.
And, I let her go. And I was like, hey, yeah, that sucks. That's hard. And I was just like, you're not going to solve it today. I was like, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You have until, the beginning of June to figure all this out. I was like, you're not going to figure it out today. You have a ton going on this weekend. You got your friends, you got a baby shower, you got your nephew's birthday, all that. I was like, go enjoy your weekend. When you get back, I'll help you with whatever you need. I'll leave you alone, whatever. But you're not going to do it today. It's just not an option.
Yeah.
Goes, has her weekend. We talk throughout the weekend like we usually do. She has a great time. Friends, baby shower, sisters, birthday, all that stuff. Gets back here and in a bit of a mood, I'd say. A bit of a mood.
Yeah.
Which I get. Again, a lot of things going on. They feel she, like you, is all emotion. Mm-hmm. And the emotions are always quite big.
I relate to her
quite big.
So much.
Yeah. So she gets home, and one of the ways she copes when she's dealing with big emotions is doom scrolling. Like, that's a big coping thing for her. She will sit and just scroll through TikTok for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And, she got home. I hadn't seen her in 4 days, and she was just constantly on her phone. And it got to the point where we were, like, up in our room for the night, like, chilling, and I was just like, hey. She's like, what's up? And I was like, we haven't seen each other in like 4 days. She's like, yeah, I know. I'm glad to be back. I was like, can you try to like be present or just like be here with me? She's like, I am. And like we got in this thing, I'm like, put the fucking phone away.
Yeah.
Like, I understand you're in the room. I was like, but you're not here with me. Like, you're gone. And I get it's a hard thing for her to balance. But for me, the way I explained it to her was like, it feels unfair that you're able to compartmentalize these things over the weekend, which I understand there wasn't a thing. Yeah. There was no solution. Like, but every time we talk, you had a great time with your friends, you had a great time with your, and now you come back and it's like all the effort of letting this sit until you can work on it has gone out the window. And it feels unfair that I'm not getting the same effort. And, she expressed she's going through I was like, and I told her, I know you're going through a thing. I get it. I want to support you and help you however you can. We're not doing anything about it right now. Yeah. You're not doing anything about it right now. So can we be present and try to reconnect now that you're back here? Wasn't that well received?
You don't say.
Yeah.
Huh.
What bad idea, huh? You think?
I'm very curious on presentation of how.
Just like that.
I know you say just like
that. It was
that.
just like that. It wasn't any of that. Okay. I was very cognizant of being like, what I need to be doing is expressing my needs.
Yeah.
While also explaining that I understand she's going through a thing. Yeah.
I think more than words, it's tone and things like that you and I get caught up into as well. Yeah. Where it's, maybe the delivery is harsher than you think, not because of the words, but because of, for lack of a better term, the actions.
I love how you automatically take her side.
I'm not taking her side.
Because you two are an emotional little bitch.
Curious. Okay. I'm just asking questions.
Yeah, you are. You are. Hey, you are.
Oh.
But another thing I said to her was, I understand you're going through a thing. Mm-hmm. And I understand it feels very big and it is important to you. Like, and it is. It sucks. It's terrible. You do still need to be a present partner.
Yeah.
And if you're unable to do that, like, just say, hey, I'm going to need some time on my phone. Like, I'm really struggling to balance out how I'm feeling or whatever.
Yeah.
But just sitting staring at your phone for 2 hours and then getting upset at me when I'm like, hey, can we put the phone down?
Yeah.
That ain't right. Don't be coming at me like that.
Yeah. I'm on your side. I don't know why you think I'm on her side.
Well, it didn't sound like it nor feel like it.
Well, I'm on your side.
Didn't sound like it nor feel like it.
I just had questions. That's all.
Well, Papa's in his feelings. It didn't feel like it. And I'll tell you that much right now.
I have more questions after this break.
Okie doke. We'll be right back with some questions.
Hey, you're hearing this right now because you're not on Patreon. So what are you doing with your life?
Yeah, idiot.
Get it together.
Stupid idiot.
Skip all these ads. We're not going to be mean. Skip all these ads. You don't have to be...
monkey.
Okay.
Whoops.
You don't
Sorry about that.
have to be listening to
I wasn't
these
talking to you.
right now or the ads you're about to hear right now. You can avoid all of this by going over to Patreon, subscribing to the channel, and also helping us out.
Yeah, avoid them like this guy avoids his emotions. You know?
Oh, that'd be great. You'll never know they're even here. The question I had...
How many questions? 2 things?
Just one.
1 thing. Okay.
We're just talking about tone.
Yeah.
Now, in this moment when you're retelling, your voice is a little lighter, a little friendlier.
Intentional.
Yes, a little
That's
bit more
exactly
inviting.
how it was.
Okay.
In my recollection, I'm doing a fucking play-by-play, dog.
Okay.
You may as well have been sitting there watching it, is what you just heard.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's all. That's what I wanted to know.
I would ask her recollection.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she's not here.
Yes.
So we can't. So we'll just take my word for it. That's exactly how I said it.
Yeah.
I would say more lovingly than that,
Yeah.
to be quite honest. Yeah. What would you have done? You wouldn't have said anything. You'd have plugged your phone in for her.
I don't know. I think old me would have, for sure. Old me would have
Yeah.
just like let her do her thing. I'd be like, oh man, she's in it. I don't know if new me would have. I definitely wouldn't have gone for standing up for exactly what I need like you did.
Yeah.
But I would have said something. I would have asked. I probably would have came at it more with curiosity than. I would have came at it like, hey, are you okay? What's going on? Like, even though we already know that, like, it opens up a dialogue.
You want to role play it?
No, never again. Am I ever role playing anything on this fucking show ever again?
What? I would have been lady again. Loosey goosey.
So yeah, I would have opened up the dialogue that way with curiosity. And then hopefully eventually got to my needs.
Hopefully someone would have brought him up.
I know, and that's what I can't guarantee, even with new me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't guarantee that I'm there yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would have led with curiosity.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you how we got on toward my parents.
Yeah. What is this connection?
Well, I've talked about it on here a lot. My struggle of, like, in my head, she's going through a thing. I'm like, okay, well, do you want to do something about it, or do you want to just, like, be sad all day? That's what's happening in my head. Is like, yeah, it does suck. What's next? And yeah, some people need to fucking feel things for a little bit.
Some people need to process.
Yeah.
Some people need to process.
Yeah. What does processing look like when you're just feeling?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's feeling it.
But those feelings aren't an accurate representation of what is actually happening.
And this is where we get caught up because
what I said was true.
Yeah.
And you want to tell me some bullshit. Go ahead.
So what you like to come back to is feelings aren't facts.
Yeah.
And my argument would be feelings are factual in the moment.
No.
They feel that way. That's why they're feelings.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I understand they feel that way. That doesn't mean that's what's actually happening.
Yeah, but you should be allowed to feel those things.
You can. For sure. I feel things all the time.
Yes, but on a time limit?
No, but I just understand, like, okay, I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm feeling frustrated, I'm feeling whatever. Got it. Do I want to, like, sit in this frustration, or do I want to see if there's something I can do about it? Is there a problem that needs to be solved? Is there something I can do? Because this is probably because whatever I'm feeling is most likely because I feel unsafe or hurt is usually me. I'm speaking for myself. So what can I do to get myself to feeling safe or to feeling safe
Yeah.
instead of being like, oh my, this is the worst thing ever, and then just repeating that to myself over and over about how bad it is and oh my God, it's the worst.
I'm not saying that either one of us is right or wrong here.
Yeah, we're both right.
I'm just saying that
Usually.
As someone who gets caught up in the feels, even if I know the solution, even if I have one, even if I know what needs to be done and, you know, what is next and however you want to word it, even if I have that information, I don't always want to implement it right away.
Why?
Because this is where the processing comes in. I need to process it so I can then make what I feel is a better decision on what's next, because there's usually more than one option. And so I need to take it all in, feel it, and then pick a direction to take.
I have a question. Have you considered that maybe you're unsure of yourself and that leads to overthinking, and then you like to give yourself more options because you can't just trust your instinct on the first option right away?
Sure, I'm sure that's part of it, yeah.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
All right.
And this is
Yeah, what is this?
this is going to
Autism?
Yeah, this is going to loop back into the beginning of the conversation where you said that you don't feel like your therapist was adding to anything or doing whatever. This is going to sound shittier than it is. But Lou knows best. You already have the answer. You've already figured it out. You say all the time, like, I don't need suggestions. I already know, and this and that. So, like, I would imagine for you, it is hard to take solutions or advice or suggestions, even from somebody who is a professional, because you already have it in your head. You have so much trust in yourself that you're like, this is, I know this.
Yeah.
So
Michael doesn't know best.
No, I don't trust myself enough.
Why? Do you have interest in trusting yourself?
Yeah, I'm working on that, but it's also, this is our opposites, right? You were forced very young to trust in yourself and to believe that you knew the right decision and to make a decision because you had to.
I've been an adult since I was 11.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
I'm the very opposite of that. Everything was done for me. No decisions were ever made. Everything was made for me. I chose what I wanted, oftentimes not what I needed.
And it just appeared.
Yes. My caretaker, my mother, would make it happen or provide or do whatever. So I wouldn't be burdened with that.
So who's burdened with it now?
Me. Yeah.
And
I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying this is where we're at, is like on the opposites,
Yeah.
like growing up, like.
Oh, I understand that. We talked about that a lot.
Yeah.
So, like, when the burden is there and it's yours to deal with, your instinct is to process?
Yeah, because I'm not sure if this is the right answer because nobody's told me this is the right answer or not. Because I grew up with people telling me what the right answer was. You know what I mean? Like my mother providing that answer for me.
Was she ever wrong?
Yeah, all the fucking time. As I got older, I didn't know that till I got older. And then I was like, oh yeah, she doesn't, what the fuck? But as a kid, and when you're getting programmed to doing all that, like, I'm very unsure of myself because I didn't have to make those decisions.
So how do you become sure of yourself now? When you say you're working on it, what does that look like?
Trusting decisions now, being like, dealing with the consequences if I'm wrong, things like that, being like, okay, I'm going to pull the trigger on this, and if I fuck up, I fuck up. And just being okay with it. But that also deals with my anxiety. Like, all of these things are stemmed from not having a lot of control in my life young.
Yeah.
Now I'm dealing with trying to control things. And trying to make decisions and all that stuff with the uncertainty. Or even being like, if I fuck up, I know that this isn't going to be the end of the world, or this isn't going to be X, Y, and Z. It's just a fuck up. That's even hard to even think about because my mother was worst case scenario with everything. So the smallest decision to the biggest decision, it's the same outcome for me. I'm like, oh, I could fucking, a lot of times I'm like, I could die. Because that was my mother, whether I got sick, whether I was driving in the rain, whether I was coming home late, whether I was going out with friends, like no matter the situation, the end result was always like, you could die. So like.
And then she went off and died.
Yeah, I know.
What a dirty bitch.
What a bitch.
All right, let's take a break. Hello, little bear cubs, and welcome back to another commercial break. You're going to get some ads. We know how much you love ads because you're still here. Go to Patreon, you know? Support the pod. It'd be great. Ad-free episodes. You get episodes early. If you need more, there's bonuses. There's another whole non-therapy podcast where we're just fucking around trying to make each other laugh. It's a lot of fun. Do that. We also have merch available. secondhandtherapypod.com. You can get this And We Know That shirt with the mushy in it. You cannot get the shirt he's wearing.
This is
that was last summer's drop.
Sorry.
That was last summer's drop.
Missed out.
We got good shit. We got vasectomy farms. We got all kinds of stuff. secondhandtherapypod.com. Good way to support the pod. Patreon. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Goodbye. So then I'm yapping.
Yeah.
As I do. I actually don't.
Yeah, I was to say, as you don't.
It's very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But I kind of had this moment in therapy. I was like, this fucking guy. I was like, I may as well just fucking start talking and just see where my head goes.
Yeah.
Started talking about my parents. I don't remember. Oh, because my instinct is like, hey, okay, well, let's fucking do something about it. That's how my mom was. And we kind of got into this thing of my relationship with my mom and how I wish we have a good relationship.
Yeah.
Is my instinct to say, just like I would say I had a normal childhood. But I don't really feel connected to my mom. And it's a real bummer. It's a real bummer. And so we started talking about that. And I don't know what the solution is. I'm not me. I'm sure a lot of people are in this scenario where they're not as connected to maybe a parent, somebody in their life.
Yeah.
They're not as connected as they wish they were. And really there's two paths. You can either try to change the relationship and become more connected. Or you can accept them as they are and accept that's what the relationship's going to be. I don't know which is the better path.
Yeah.
And that's a weird thing.
What are you not getting out of the relationship that you currently have with her? What do you wish there was more of?
It's not that I'm not getting it. It's just whenever we talk or we're together, it's just very surface level.
Yeah.
It's, what's going on? How are things? Like, she'll tell me about work, or she's having to like replaster her pool right now.
Yeah.
I'll tell her about how the pod's going, all that stuff. But like, I don't know. And my therapist asked me, he's like, what does more connection look like?
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't know. Being able to like have a conversation with my mom about how she feels about something, maybe. Or
Is she open to that?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think most things with her is same. It's where I got it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm fine. Everything's good. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not much introspection there. And that's where we get to like, do I challenge that and try to have a more connected relationship with her? Or do I accept her as she is and accept our relationship as it is and move forward with that? And just understand that this is what it's going to be. Have I what?
Have you tried to connect on a deeper level with her before?
Yeah. Yeah, you remember that clip we had where she told me to quit feeling sorry for myself?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, also played that clip for my therapist.
Okay.
Because he asked me, I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't know how she feels. And he goes, what if you told her how you feel? And I was like, I have a very big fear of being vulnerable with her. And he's like, why is that? And I was like, you know what? I'll show you a clip from the pod.
Yeah.
And I showed him that clip. If you know what clip we're talking about, it's the one where I think it was from Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where I was saying something about my partner and she told me to quit feeling sorry for myself and I wanted to cry, but I didn't let myself. Yeah, so I'm scared to be vulnerable because it's not well received.
Yeah.
It's kind of the thing that you and I have problems with a lot, in that even if we were going to talk about her and I's relationship or like things from when I'm a kid or my feelings about it, like I think most people of her generation, it's just met with martyrdom. I don't know if that's the right word.
Yeah.
You go, you just talk about a memory and like that really hurt, and it's just, well, I'm sorry, I'm the worst mother ever.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, this isn't an attack. I'm trying to connect with you and like tell you that I get it. And you could just acknowledge how, yeah, I bet that did hurt. I was doing my best and I fucked up. And I go, I know you were doing your best.
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to happen.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I don't know, man. What's going on with you over there?
I'm wondering if you're open to suggestions.
Sure. No, but that's what the show is, so go ahead.
I know.
You piece of shit.
Because what? Say it with me now. Lou knows best.
I don't know about that. I don't want you to fix it.
Yeah?
Yeah, go ahead. Give me your suggestions.
2 things.
Usually, yeah.
Yep. I think this is one of those times in life where you're gonna have to lead, but you're gonna have to lead with compassion. So
To what end? What path have you chosen here?
Having a deeper connection with her. If that is the path you want to take, you're going to have to lead that. You're going to have to make the effort. You're going to have to be the one that stays on it. You're going to have to be the one that feels uncomfortable in those moments. You're going to have to...
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
No shit, man.
I know.
Go ahead.
But that also includes being vulnerable, being open with her.
Yeah.
And taking that on. And that's what I mean by leading with compassion and knowing that she's probably not going to meet you for a while.
Yeah.
And two...
And I know Lou knows best. I know all that. Go ahead.
And two...
Yeah.
You're going to have to... And you're not going to have a problem with this, but you're going to have to set boundaries and expectations. Much like you just told me, like, hey, I don't want her to feel like this is an attack. I want to, like, set it up. I want her to know that this is safe and this and that. Like,
I didn't say any of that.
You just said that.
I didn't say I want her to feel that way.
No, you said you don't want her to feel that way. Like, it's an attack. I didn't say anything
about her feelings. I say she will react with, like, oh, I'm sorry the worst mother. I'm like, this isn't an attack.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't try to control people's feelings.
I know.
I wish she could understand it's not an attack and just receive a thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You need to set that expectation and set that boundary with, like how you told me, tell her.
Set an expectation with her or with myself?
No, with her. I would like to connect with you further, but I need you to know that these aren't going to be attacking conversations. I'm not interested in disagreements or making you feel bad. That's not what I'm interested in. I'm interested in connecting with you. And I'm not looking for apologies or this or that. You know, like, say those kind of things and let her set those expectations that she's not going into it completely blind or feeling off, like, attacked, or she probably still will in the beginning. That's where, again, the compassion comes in and just knowing that it's going to be rough.
Yeah.
The first few times. But yeah, that way she's aware of what you're after and it's clear, and it's just going to take the effort of staying on it, checking in. You're just going to have to take the lead on it. Those would be my suggestions.
Didn't ask, but okay.
Never do. I know. Yeah.
All right. It's a little early, but let's take our last break, and then we're going to really get into it.
Oh, boy.
All right.
Okay. Hey, what are you still doing here? No, I'm serious. Get out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Click out of this right now.
Get the fuck out of here.
Go on Patreon. Get out of this. What are you doing? We want better things for you. Okay? Get out of this. You don't need to be listening to these commercials.
I want $5.
You can go to Patreon. You can help support the podcast. You can have access to all...
Up to my camera.
Oh. Jesus Christ. I'm trying to have a moment here.
Give me $5.
Okay. Anyways, if you don't want to go to Patreon, you can still contact us.
Give me $5.
You can send us emails, text messages, voice notes, and even physical mail.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
If you're on YouTube, it's on the screen. Give me $5. If you're listening to this, you can text us. Call us at 818-850-2448. If you want to send us mail, P.O. Box 230595, Las Vegas, Nevada 89105.
There you go.
You better send me $5 in the mail, bitch.
Oh,
just go to Patreon.
Just go to Patreon.
You know. Okay.
All right.
What if it's the other path?
Ooh, the other path.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I would argue the other path for somebody who's in their feels all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's harder.
Acceptance of reality? Yes, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The acceptance of not having a deeper connection with somebody like your mother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah. Well, then we started talking about, regardless of which path you take,
mm-hmm.
because like we were just talking about, if you go on the path of trying to have a more connected relationship, that's going to take a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
And she could sure just die in the middle of it.
Oh my God.
And then that was the last couple years you had with your mom. It was contention because you wanted something more. Or you can accept her for who she is, love her, and that's the rest of your time with your mom.
Yeah.
And she still dies. And no matter which path you choose, you're probably going to regret not taking the other one. Because that seems to be how grief works.
Mm-hmm.
And that, as I told my therapist, is a real bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bummer, man. It really is. And I asked him about his relationship with his parents because he had told me in the first session his dad had passed away. And he said he has kind of a similar relationship with his mom in that he wishes they were more connected, but, you know, it's just, he's a therapist. She's a woman of that generation.
Yeah.
It's a bit cliche, but he's in the same type of situation. And then he said, dude, this is how much I don't give a fuck in therapy.
Okay.
He said, he's like, I don't mind sharing this kind of stuff with you. He's like, but as we go along, we are going to figure out the boundary of me sharing things. And I was like, yeah, of course. Immediately I go, let's test that boundary right now.
What the fuck?
I swear to God. And he went, okay. I go, what regrets did you have after your dad died? And he took a second and he's like, I'll answer that. I was like, all right, let's hear it. And it was the same. Wish he had done more.
Yeah.
Wish he had tried harder. Been able to do more, even though he didn't have the tools or knowledge back then of being a therapist. And yeah, so it seems unavoidable that you can get the death of a parent without having regrets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was interesting to me,
Yeah, to you, yeah.
I don't know if your therapist had mentioned this or not, but both outcomes for you were both shit.
I just think that's how death works.
Yeah.
I think the best case scenario, I try to do the more connected thing. It takes very quickly, and we have 20 more years together of a connected relationship. Mm-hmm. Well, that's not going to happen. That's not real. That's not realistic. So yeah, just outside of the best case scenario happening.
Yeah.
I think that's what death does to you. It's, I should have done the other thing. That was selfish. Why did I have to want more? Why couldn't I just accept her? Or if I accept her, why would I not try to connect with my mom more while she was still here?
Yeah.
Yeah, no matter what happens, I think you wish you did the other. Because death does that to you.
Yeah.
Do you relate? Have you lost a parent? Tell me the truth. Be honest.
I've misplaced a few parents.
Yeah. A baker's dozen.
No, it made me think of...
And it make you do anything.
You're such a cunt. What do you say in those terms? What is the ideal phrasing for you?
Well, that was just a bit right now.
I know, but...
If I catch myself saying, it made me, I'd be like, I would just say, yeah, now I'm thinking about da-da-da-da. I would just, yeah, that's how I usually correct myself.
That's so weird. You're so technical.
I was in traffic earlier today. I'm trying to be accountable is what it is. So, I know you see it as technicality, but like I was in traffic today and I had my girl in my truck and there was like something happened. I was like, God, this is really making me angry. And I was like, no, it isn't. I was like, I'm becoming angry and I shouldn't be. Because it's just traffic.
Yeah.
That is me trying to be accountable for my own feelings.
Yes, I see that. But in a scenario where I'm like, that made me think of, for me, is the same thing as saying, now I'm thinking about.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't see the accountability there in that one.
I know.
Yeah.
I know you don't.
But you do.
We have a lot of talks about being intentional with your words, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Roll your eyes.
Yeah, because those are the same things to me. And to a lot of people, I would assume.
Hey, I don't care how many people. Because they're not. Because if they were the same, they'd be the same. It'd be the same spelling, same letter, same sound. Everything would be the same. If they were the same. Because that's how vernacular is.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got a point. I was just being an asshole right now. Yeah, I saw an opportunity. I was like, oh, fuck with him a little bit.
Yeah. And why?
Cunt. Oh. Lou's always right. No, Lou knows best.
Because you're uncomfortable.
I'm not uncomfortable right now.
Really?
Yeah. I feel okay.
Talking about your feels and all that?
Yeah, I feel okay. I don't feel uncomfortable.
Okay.
Yeah. So what did I make you think about? What did I force?
Well, you didn't make me think about it.
No, I forced it in your head. What did I do?
No, you didn't.
I know that.
Oh, that's the way you take it. Is that I'm saying that you made me think of something when I'm saying the subject matter's making me think of something. Is that the mix-up that we're having in this weird
this scenario?
moment?
No. When you say that I make you feel a certain way.
Yeah.
That
I get that,
buddy. I'm not making you do anything.
Yeah.
You're feeling a way. Okay. Yeah, but right now, yeah, I was just fucking around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, so you directly made me think about this.
I was trying to. I'm good at it.
I was thinking about the last conversation I had with my mother. And how oddly ironic it was, timing-wise. And also, it was at a time where I just started smoking weed. And so I was high. I was not planning on hanging out with my mother.
Regret?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Did she know?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But it was just having like a lazy morning at her house. Smoked a little weed. Went downstairs.
You smoked in the house?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Michael.
I know.
You're a bad boy.
I'm a bad boy. And then I went downstairs and went out on the front porch. And there's a little porch swing there. And I remember just kind of like chilling.
Hell of a porch swing, if I say so.
That's great.
Well, right in that big old field?
Mm-hmm. And I laid down, like half laid on that fucking swing and was just like having a great high moment. And then Mom came out to join me. And I felt like, oh man, I wish she'd leave me alone. Like I'm so comfortable right now and I'm fucking high. Like, what is she doing here?
Damn.
And then she just started chatting with me and
started yapping.
Yeah, and we're just talking and
moms be yapping.
Moms do be yapping. And ironically, she brought up the cemetery. She wanted to make sure that I was still okay with not being buried with everybody else back in my hometown, because I told her I didn't want that. I told her I wanted to get cremated. So she sold my plot because she already had a burial plot for me.
Of course she did, yeah.
So we talked about that. And we talked about whether or not I wanted to keep the house after she was gone. And I told her I was not ever coming back to that fucking town after she was gone. Yes, we just had like a lot of these like finalizing conversations.
You think she knew?
I don't think so. No. just one of those moments that happen, and looking back, you're like, fuck, that was weird.
Yeah.
And then, 2 days later, gone.